All right. Hello, YouTube. This is Romeo coming at you from my living room. All right. Just wanted to talk about the new Mandalorian episode that came out on Friday. Was absolutely amazing. 10 out of 10. It was blew me away. So I just wanted to talk about some stuff because I had a lot of theories formulating in my brain over the course of that episode and still thinking about a lot of those theories. So just wanted to start it off talking about the opening scene. So we see Mando and Grogu having this bonding moment again with the ball, and it was just it was great, but it was also a red flag for me because the title was the tragedy, and right off the bat we see this bonding moment, and I had this feeling like they were just gonna get ripped apart. I knew it. I knew that. I just knew it. So right after that, we see Mando having to fly Grogu down. He says he can't land directly on the Seeing Stone, so he says we gotta go with the windows down. And so we see him flying Grogu down, and it was great. It was great, but that'll come into play a little bit later as a parallel, I think that Favreau wanted people to see. And so we see Grogu getting placed on the stone, and at first nothing's really happening. Mando's trying to figure out what the hell is this thing. He's like, does this thing even have like a control switch? What's going on here? And of course, as soon as he's got to go walk away because Boba comes in, that's when the stone activates, right? But anyway, so we see Boba coming in, and that right off the bat, the sound, I thought instantly, I was like, I heard a ship approach, and I was like, is that Gideon already? But no, no, it was Boba coming in, and oh man, it was great. The way the ship like even landed was fantastic. It came in, and it really like reminded me of the Clone Wars with Django flying the slave, and how it came down and twists around just differently. It's just such a different ship compared to other ships that we see in Star Wars. And so then we see the deal being struck with Boba for the armor and protection of Grogu. Boba will protect Grogu for the armor that Din has, right? So he drops the quote. He quotes two different huge quotes that I love from Star Wars. Jango's, "I'm just a man trying to make his way through the galaxy, like my father before me." The father before me. That's the Luke. That's the Luke right there, and the Jango at the beginning. That was just special to me. I was like, "Whew, Boba, calm down, bro." And so, yeah. Then we get the troopers coming in, of course. And meanwhile, Grogu's having his little moment, and I'll talk about that, like the possibilities of who he reached out to later. But man, it was just, it was great. Mando trying to get him out of there, like he couldn't even get through the force wall that was around him, force field per se. And then we see Fennec and Boba going at it with the troopers right at this time, and Fennec is just popping off with the sniper, the jump shot and everything. And I really liked her armor. I thought it was another throwback to the Clone Wars with that bounty hunter that Django worked with the alien centipede. I don't know if anybody remembers that scene. It gives you the willies, I bet. But it really reminded me of her fit. Like they both have the same kind of fit, like style, I guess. So that was really interesting. And Boba going to work with the bantha stick now. That right there was something special to me because we really haven't seen like things from the Tusken Raiders too much. Like we've seen Mando talking to the Tusken Raiders, right? And like getting along with them, but we haven't seen, someone who was a Tusken Raider. And we know from legends and stuff like that that's non-canon that Tusken Raiders are not as crazy as you would assume. They're almost like some of them are humans. Some of them are humans that decided to live that nomadic lifestyle. And I have a feeling that Boba is tied to that. I have a feeling that maybe he did live with the Tuskens for a while, or maybe like Mando, he's just really tight with them, and he was able to get a bantha stick. But I feel like he was a Tusken because he has the bantha stick, because that's just something that they use. It's like a tool. It was like it's kind of a weapon, but it's more of a tool they would use to, like, herd the banthas, the big furry buffalo type creatures that they exist with. So that was really cool seeing him use that and go to town, man. It was just he was like the armor, crushing the skulls and shattering stormtrooper armor. It was just so badass. And the way he came down that one time where he's jumping off the rock on that dude, you just felt it. You felt him just crushing that guy. It was great. And so then where what happens after that? We get got the bantha stick, right? Oh, and then he sees the armor. He goes and grabs the armor. He's like, "Oh, let's go." He's like, "I ain't gonna wait." So then you kind of think maybe he's gonna trick Mando and just take the armor and go, right? Now, I think this Boba is a much different Boba Fett than we've seen from the movies. He seems to be running on some kind of honor code per se, or like his own type of like I said, almost a nomadic lifestyle. Like, it's a lot of things interesting me about Boba in this episode. Like, I'll get to some of it more in a bit, but he just really has almost this mystic element to him. You know what I mean? So he gets his armor. Mando's trying to Mando's trying to defend Baby Yoda, Grogu, and Fennec. He's trying to do his best. They're getting blasted. Then all of a sudden, boom, Boba Fett in his fucking armor comes and he's just popping off, bro. He's boom, boom, bam, bam, bam. He's just motherfucker pulls out his knee rockets, bro. He was so cold. He made them hoes run away. The stormtrooper said, "Knee rockets? We getting the fuck out of here, bro. Hell no, we ain't fucking with that." That shit was so great. And as they're flying off, he does the fucking that we saw from Combat. Of course, you knew what was coming. Takes out both ships with one shot. He said, "I was aiming for the other one." It's just so cold, bro. It's like he even looks so good. Like, oh god, oh man, him in that armor again, and the voice. It was just Tamura Morrison. Thank you, thank you, thank you for coming back to play Boba. That's all I gotta say. I needed it. Shut up a lot of Boba haters too, because I know a lot of people still be hating on Boba over some shit saying he didn't do nothing. Well, you saw him do something now. All right. I mean, you knew he was cold already. Dude, he's not a pushover, all right? So, anyways. So then we see the Dark Troopers coming down, bro, and this is where I'm like immediately I was like, this is where Din fucked up. He took off the jetpack and he never took it back. He never put it back on, bro. If he had put the jetpack on as soon as he comes out to fight, bro, if Din had put the jetpack on, he would have been straight. He would have been able to save Grogu, I think, possibly. But man, he left the jetpack. Of course, they had to, bro. That was because if he had the jetpack, he would have been able to save him. We knew it. But and then Bubba was gone. He was going to his ship because we lost the freaking Razor Crest. RIP F's in chat, everybody, because the fucking Razor Crest, bro. I haven't felt so attached to a ship since probably the Falcon, the Millennium Falcon. Like, I know people like, what is it, the Rebel ships. Those are pretty cool, but you didn't really like feel a connection. I don't think to those ships, but it was almost like it felt like kind of like One Piece, right? Like losing the Going Merry. Like, it was just like, bro, fuck, bro. The Razor Crest, we went through all that. We even got that shit put back together just to go and have it get blown up by one shot. That just proves Gideon's power too with that ship, bro. And I think they got more. I think there's gonna be more of those ships. I think that's not the only one. So they're gonna be pretty scary, bro. I don't think that um in terms of firepower in space, there's no way that they're going to be able to compare, especially now without the Razor Crest. But I have this feeling like we're going to see Mando flying the slave one. And the reason I say this is because rumors that we've heard of um, Boba's the slave's cockpit being a big part of season 3. Been hearing a lot of rumors about that. I just and the way Boba was like looking at Mando when he was standing in the ashes of the Razor Crest, it was weird, bro. It was like a moment. Like Boba was like he's seen something. Like Boba knows he knows something he's not telling Mando. Like I feel like the way he was so ready to do this deal and help the child and everything, I feel like he knows something about Mando that maybe he doesn't even know about himself. Um, like he saw something about the future, maybe potentially. That would be interesting because when he goes up and he's chasing the Dark Troopers up to the Empire ship, and he says the Empire's back, and she's like, "Are you sure?" He's like, "This ain't no spy stream." Why would he say that? Maybe he's been having some spy streams and um, he's seeing shit, some mystic shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like he's on some mystic, like he's old, man. You know, he's been through some shit, life and death. But anyways, and of course the Dark Troopers carrying Grogu away. I was gonna mention this. It's um very reminiscent to when Mando is flying Grogu down. You know, it's like a real parallel. Grogu was so happy coming down, with Mando, but then on the opposite side, going back up with the Dark Troopers, he was like, no, like it seemed like he was screaming like, no, I don't want to fucking go. So that was really interesting. And anyway, so sorry, I'm reading my notes. This is my first video. I'm trying to keep it well organized. And but yeah, so then we see um, Mando getting carried by Boba to go get Kara, and I think that he's gonna be getting the gang together. We might see Ahsoka, we might see Kara, Grief Karga. They're gonna go try to break this other dude out, who's gonna be able to track Gideon. That's gonna be real interesting, man. This next episode is gonna be like it's gonna be like a heist episode. I feel like but I feel like this the stakes are a lot higher, right? You know, Grogu is on the line at this point, and Mando's gonna do everything in his power to get that kid back. It's gonna be real interesting. I want to see Mando get pushed to the edge. I want to see him, you know, really pushed to the edge. I want to see him go mad for trying to get Grogu back. I think that would be really cool. Um, and so then we see Gideon with Grogu, right? And I think a lot of people didn't catch this, but the way Grogu was, going at those troopers is very, very dark side. It's given dark side vibes. Grogu's attachment, Ahsoka warned them in the last episode. This attachment is not healthy for him if he's, so powerful, and he's definitely getting his powers back. If he's able to choke two troopers now, like, you know what I mean? It's like, he's realizing, okay, I can get away with some of this, right? Because before, I don't think he was able to get away with it because he was just so weak, right? But maybe it was just pure desperation, but it seemed like he was toying with them. Like it was weird. Like maybe if they were like, I don't know. I worry for Grogu because I worry that he's gonna be going down a dark path, and that's gonna suck for a lot of people, me included. I'll be really sad because I love Grogu. He's so cute this episode, dude. And I think that he might have been trained by a Sith too. Grogu might have already been maybe not like extensively, but like a Sith has pushed him to his limit with Gideon a couple times maybe, and Gideon's seen it. So that would be very interesting That would I feel like it's this little raindrop that will eventually become like a river of like, oh shit, there's a Sith apprentice that Sidious has, potentially not Snoke. I hope it's not Snoke. I hope it's like something totally else. Like I hope it's like, um someone we haven't seen before, or maybe someone from Legends. Um that would be really cool. Like some, maybe like on Asajj level, on Ventress level. You know what I mean? Not like, or like on Dooku level, not Emperor. He's not gonna be like a Sith Lord, but like an apprentice. That would be cool. And so this leads me to one of my theories that I want to end the video on. I think that we could potentially be seeing Mace Windu come into play here. I think that I think that he didn't die like a lot of people think in episode 3. I think that we've seen too many people falling and we thought they were dead, and now we have Darth Maul, who he got his freaking whole bottom half cut off and he's still alive after a fall. We've seen Sidious survive after a fall. Taking his own freaking attacks when Vader was carrying him and shit and thrown down a shaft. Um, if he's alive still, I'm pretty sure Mace fucking Windu can survive. That guy was damn near, only other person that's more formidable than Mace Windu was probably Yoda at the time, and even Yoda couldn't beat Sidious. Mace Windu like basically took on Sidious and beat him, but of course you can have the argument that Sidious threw the fight so Anakin could, do his thing, which, it makes sense. I would agree with you on that, but I also think that to an extent Windu did overpower him, and you know I don't think that he was dead. He did have his hands cut off. There's that, but that would be so cool if we saw him coming in with like robot hands, a big beard, old Mace Windu, bro, and we get like he's coming in and he comes save the day, and we get like a flashback of Windu saving Grogu. Like we find out that Windu was the one who like maybe he, bloodied and dying and everything, he was like, I gotta go to the temple and see if I can save younglings or something. That would be so cool, with his like he's trying to save him with his last ditch effort. And I don't know. I feel like there's more to that story that we will see. Probably more players involved, of course, but yeah, I think Grogu was too young to have been saved himself, and especially with what we've seen with his powers, the extent of his powers, they're not that. He would just fall asleep, right? So, and I think that's it. That's everything I wanted to really talk about. Thank you to anyone who watched the whole video, and I hope it wasn't too cringe or anything. All right, guys, peace out.